What up, Tita? How's it going? All right, all right. And if you're on the bigger account, as you can see, I still got the green screen going on, so you might want to switch it up to the smaller channel. Let me see. Hopefully, they're on time. Hopefully, right, Eric? Let me see. Hey, James, how is it? Hey, you know what? Hey, Hillary, I can't complain. Hey, I got up today without any back pain, so that's always a good day. Hey, thank you, Purple. Highly appreciate that. What up? What up, Baz? How's it going? Let me see. Home girl, just listening to you, laughing out loud. Hey, thank you for sending the heart. Tells Marie. Tells Marie, if you will. Hey, Jerome, gracias. Highly appreciate it. It's that Felicia. Hey, what up, Felicia? How's it going? Welcome to You Have a Collect Call From. What up, Kim? Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Let me finish up setting this thing up over here, because if not, I'll get sidetracked. Because I got that attention span of a squirrel, if you will, and I'll forget. Trust me, I'll forget. All right. So I've been streaming since 6 in the morning. What is it? It's about to be 8 already. Let me see. What up, Green Eye Bandit? What's on the schedule today? So right now we're waiting for Connecticut to start up. Let me see. It's let me look at the schedule here. So right now in Connecticut, it's 11. So we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more people coming up on this hearing here. The next individual coming up should be Simon, spelled Simeon. Last name is gonna be an interesting one. Let me see. Wagyusen. That's gonna be you. You guys might want to look these people up before they come up, so like that you know exactly what we might be getting in today. Last name is gonna be spelled Wiguenson. Offender number 423177, and I'll look them up right now, and to see if.
Good morning.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Hello. How are you?
Hi. How you doing?
Good. I think we just have one, right? Wisnat.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Come on in. Yeah.
Oh,
You're welcome.
did I read out the right one? What the what? All right. Maybe I said the wrong name. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what they're talking about right now. All right. And if you're on the bigger channel, as you can see, you see me here, and then you see this other individual here. It's because I took a picture. See, laughing out loud. I see 2 of you. That's right. Hey, I need an extra me to be able to keep up with the shenanigans over here of the streaming and whatnot. Vertical. All right, that is good right there.
Hi, what's your name?
Daniel Lee Wisnat.
Perfect. So, Mr. Wisnat, it's 10:27. I have to wait until exactly 10:30 to start. Okay. So in about 3 minutes, we'll get going. All right.
I told you. What was that fool's name? That was him, right? Yeah. Wig. Forget about it. His name is weird. We'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna look him up right now. What do you guys think he did? What do you guys think he's in prison for? Let's see, Connecticut arrest. Let's see here. Is that a donkey and a toilet? That's no bueno. Let me see, Bridgeport, the police department, incident, arrest. This is Connecticut. This would be Connecticut. Morning, bro. What up, V2 Honda DV? Right, OG Smiley test 38. Let me see here. Hey, thank you for that, Angel. Highly appreciated. All right, wasn't able to pull anything up in him, so I guess we just have to wait here in anticipation till they spill the beans here and let us know what it is. Oh man, where the hell is my? Let me see here. I gotta find my. I recently did an update on one of these apps that I use here, and my icon disappeared from my from where I normally keep it. So let me add it back. It does make my life a little bit easier to be able to find these applications at my fingertips. Hey, what's up? Shout out to the 6 of you that are watching on YT. Highly appreciate that. How many being seen today? So I think in this one here, I want to say we got another, I think I said 4 more people. Let me see. I think he heard someone. And I know the color's a little bit off on this one because I do have a cheap phone that I'm using. So that's why it looks all bright. But I got to switch it up. Let me see here. Let me activate this one. Hey, thank you for that. Hey, thank you for that, Angel. Highly appreciate it.
Hey, good morning. I'm Parole Officer, that is my name, Tricello, and I'm a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. This is a revocation hearing concerning Daniel Wisnat, inmate number 2533715.
Daniel Wisnat, what the what?
Thursday, March 20th, 2025, and then
What's going on with the
be
audio?
conducted via video at the Board of Pardons and Paroles Central Office and Osborne Correctional Institution. Can you please say your full name and DOC inmate number for the record?
Inmate number 2533715, Daniel Lee Wisnat Jr.
Thank you. So this is a public hearing, and public access to this hearing is available via video live stream. Present this morning is your attorney, Attorney Sirica. Can you please identify yourself?
Attorney Alfonso Sirica, Public Defender with the Parole Revocation Unit, on behalf of Mr. Wisnat.
This is thank you. Sorry. This is a revocation hearing to determine whether you have violated the conditions of your release. I will review and make findings of facts as to each of the charges against you. The state, not you, has a responsibility to prove the allegations by a preponderance of evidence, and that is the better or weightier evidence must establish that more probably than not the allegation is true. If I do not find that there's a preponderance of evidence to support a violation of one or more of the conditions of your parole, I'll reinstate your parole, which means releasing and placing you back on parole supervision. If I find that you have violated one or more of the conditions of your parole, I will consider whether or not your parole should be revoked. And if I recommend revocation, I will make a recommendation as to the appropriate sanction. A recommendation will then be given to a panel for a final decision. And if the panel wishes to impose a sanction beyond my recommendation, a supplemental hearing will be provided to justify additional confinement. You should know that a revocation hearing is an adversarial proceeding, and anything you say at this hearing can be used against you. This hearing is also being recorded. Counsel, can I swear your client in?
Yes, please.
All right. This testimony at today's hearing will be taken under oath. So, Mr. Wisnat, can you please raise your right hand?
Mr. Wisnat.
Do you solemnly swear, solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. So you put your hand down, thanks. So we're gonna go over the procedure for today's hearing. The first is I'm gonna read you your rights. Then we're gonna review the parole violation charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you. Also then review and identify exhibits filed for the record. The state is not present at today's proceedings. However, you will have an opportunity to present any relevant testimony and any relevant documents. After considering all the evidence presented, I'll announce my findings. And if I find that you have violated one or more of the conditions of your parole, you'll have an opportunity to speak to your background and history. Do you have any questions about the purpose or procedure before we begin?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to go over your rights for today's hearing. The first is that you have the right to be represented by an attorney, and counsel is here present for you. You also have the right to receive a written notice of the charges of violation. Did you receive that written notice?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So you also have the right to review the evidence against you before this hearing. You have the right to submit evidence in support of your case. You have the right to call and examine voluntary witnesses and to cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you understand these rights, and are you ready to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
We're now going to review the charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you and the information underlying each charge. So on charge number 1, condition of GPS, the charging officer reported that on 11/5/24, you failed to charge your GPS device for 2 hours, resulting in your GPS shutdown from 11/6/24 through from approximately 12:05 p.m. to 3:08 p.m. in violation of your GPS agreement. Council, I'm just going to skip over
What up, Adam?
the descriptions of the agreements. Is that all right? On 11/25/24, you failed to charge a GPS device for 2 hours, resulting in your GPS device shutting down on 11/26/24 from approximately 4:37 p.m. to 8:57 p.m. in violation of your GPS agreement. On 12/18/24, you removed your GPS device without permission from your parole officer in violation of your GPS agreement condition. For charge number 2, the condition of drug testing on 12/10/24, you were instructed by halfway house staff to render urine, but refused to provide a sample. Charge number 3, condition of absconder on 12/18/24, you failed to return to Renaissance East halfway house from Community Pass. You failed to contact your parole officer or the halfway house Subsequently, you removed your GPS device without authorization. Local hospitals and police departments were contacted with negative results. Your whereabouts in the community remained unknown. Charge number 4, condition of drugs on or about 12/18/24, you used opiates. Charge number 5, condition of no consumption of alcoholic beverages on or about 10/22/24, you used alcohol. On or about 12/11/24, you used alcohol. On or about 12/17/24, you used alcohol. And charge number 6, condition of halfway house placement. On 10/22/24, you exited the Renaissance East halfway house on an approved pass to the reentry program, but never attended, which is a violation of your halfway house
What up,
agreement.
Cha-Cha?
I'll read the whole thing. Stating, I will only go to locations indicated on the approved community pass unless changes have been authorized by staff. On returning to the halfway house, you stated instead of attending the reentry program, you went to visit a friend. You admitted to drinking alcohol during this time in violation of your special parole conditions. On 11/25/24, you were issued a pass from Renaissance East halfway house to attend an intake for adult education. The intake coordinator for adult education informed the halfway house that you never showed up for your scheduled appointment, which is in violation of your halfway house agreement condition. I will only go to locations indicated on an approved community pass unless changes have been authorized by staff. Upon review of GPS data, you appeared to walk around the city of Waterbury and returned to the halfway house later than permitted without contacting them, which is in violation of your halfway house agreement condition. I will return to the halfway house from a community pass at my scheduled return time. If I'm unable to do so, I will call the program staff to explain why I am expected to be late and receive a new return time. On 11/26/24, from approximately 4:37 p.m. till 8:57 p.m., your GPS device was shut down while you were in the community on a pass to attend adult education. The intake coordinator for adult education informed the halfway house staff that you did not show up for your scheduled appointment, which is in violation of your halfway house agreement, stating, I will only go to the location indicated on an approved community pass unless changes have been authorized by staff. Your whereabouts in the community on 11/26/24 were unknown due to the GPS shutdown.
But wait,
On
there's more.
12/18/24, you failed to return to the halfway house from a community pass. You failed to contact your parole officer or halfway house staff, which is in violation of your halfway house agreement, stating, I will return to the halfway house from community pass at my scheduled return time. If I'm unable to do so, I will call program staff to explain why I am expected to be late and receive a new return time. Your whereabouts in the community remain unknown. The state has filed the following exhibits that I have remarked for identification purposes as Exhibit A, the remand to custody, Exhibit B, the notice of parole violation, Exhibit C, the parole violation report, Exhibit D, the conditions of parole, Exhibit E, the GPS agreement, Exhibit F, the halfway house agreement, Exhibit G, the misconduct/voluntary admission, 10/22/24, Exhibit H, the halfway house IR/DR/voluntary admission, 10/22/24, Exhibit I, misconduct GPS, 11/6/24, Exhibit J, the halfway house IR deviating 11/25/24 and 11/26/24, Exhibit K, misconduct GPS, 11/25/24 and 11/26/24, Exhibit L, GPS charge history, Exhibit M, the misconduct positive alcohol, 12/11/24, Exhibit N, the lab tox screen at 12/10/24, Exhibit O, the misconduct positive alcohol/opiates, 12/18/24, Exhibit P, the voluntary admission alcohol, 12/17/24, Exhibit Q, the lab tox screen, 12/17/24, Exhibit R, the lab tox screen, 12/19/24, Exhibit S, the halfway house IR failure to return trip program, and Exhibit T, the Allied Universal Event History GPS draft violation, 12/18/24. In addition, the state filed an addendum to the parole violation report on 1/28/2025. That's also admitted into evidence and reads as follows.
Damn,
The
son.
violation report submitted by P.O. Spinelli regarding was Nat Daniel number 253715. The following applies. On 1/15/25, the Board of Parole issued a warrant based on that report declaring was Nat an absconder from special parole supervision. Of note, this is Wasnat's third time absconding since 3/10/2022. On 1/17/25, the case was assigned to Parole Officer Pinto for investigation. On 1/28/25, Wasnat was apprehended by the Parole Fugitive Investigation Unit subsequent to a short foot pursuit. On 1/28/25, a remand to custody order was lodged at Hartford Corrections. On 1/28/25, Wasnat was served with his parole violation notice and parolee rights at Hartford CC. Counsel, did you and your client receive the notice of parole violation, the parole violation report, and all the other documents that have been identified? Great. And I also received an exhibit from the defense. I have a list of parole accomplishments and future plans for parole reinstatement, correct?
Yes.
Do you need any additional time to submit other evidence? So at this time, then, we do not have any witnesses. So it is the defense's opportunity to call any witnesses, present evidence, and speak to the charges and any of the evidence submitted. So counsel?
Yes. if
Hey,
I
what
may
did-
just
what didn't
brief
he
some
do?
of the Charges. Daniel, on charge number 1 under GPS, the shutdown on November 5th of 2024 indicates a 2-hour shutdown from approximately 12:05 p.m. to 3:08 p.m. Did you notify your parole officer about any issues with your unit for that particular date, for November 5th of 2024?
Quick couple of days after it happened.
You did advise your PO there was an issue with the unit, correct?
Yes, he came to the halfway house and gave me a written
Misconduct?
huh?
He gave you a misconduct for that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't go out for like a week.
Oh, wait, okay.
Hey, this dude is like a one-man crime spree.
November 25th of 2024, it indicates he failed to charge a GPS for 2 hours, resulting in a shutdown from 11/26/24 from approximately 4:37 to 8:57. I may examine Exhibit J. It indicates that my client, in the description of the incident, I'm halfway down. This is on 11/26. Client signed out to attend adult education at 4 p.m. So if the shutdown was from 4:37 to 8:57, my client leaves the halfway house at 4 o'clock, according to that exhibit, and returns at 7:40. I'm not sure it's supposed to carry a charger with that time frame, and he's back prior to the unit shut down at 8:37. So he's accountable according, we're going to take that evidence into consideration, that time frame. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He leaves at 4 and he gets written up for not charging from 4:37 to 8:57, but he's back at 7:40. Okay, just want to bring that to your attention regarding that particular shutdown. Regarding the removal of the GPS unit without the permission of the parole officer, my client that is in admission on 12/18, that did occur. He had been having some troubles with the director at the halfway house. He asked to be removed and placed in another halfway house. Ms. Daniel, could you let her know what occurred the day prior on December 17th?
Yeah, I went to parole on December 17th because my parole officer wanted me to go there because I caught a dirty urine for alcohol and opiates and stuff. And I told him that day that I ain't want to be in the halfway house. And I kept on telling him that me and the director, Lewis, was having problems in the halfway house. And all I wanted to do was go to school and get my manufacturing, but I kept on telling my parole officer that me and Director Lewis was having a problem. I already told my parole officer that That's probably why I ran and stuff.
Okay, and what else happened where there was, you given a statement to a particular police department on December 17th? What happened?
I got robbed December 16th. And I told my director, and he acted like he didn't want to believe me. So the job coordinator, Nate, he brought me, Jasmine, a case manager, brought me to the police station, and I wrote a police report that I got robbed from my phone.
Okay,
some
and
money.
which police department, not to cut you off, Dan, which police department did you give your statement to?
Waterbury, Connecticut.
Okay, thank you. Just on charge number 5 on the no consumption of alcoholic beverages, indicates he used on October 22, 24, December 11, 2024, and 12/17/24. He clearly had been struggling with that. Exhibit M does indicate, though, that my client in the interim there, under interventions and sanction, was instructed to report on 12/12. He was given a breathalyzer and urine. The offender tested negative for alcohol and drugs. So there was a claim. I just want to bring it to your attention. He's been struggling with that, but he did also, they tested him on 12/11. I think because he tested positive for alcohol. The following day, I just want to note that for the record, he tested negative for both alcohol and drugs on 12/12.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think he did all these violations? The
Under
dirty
halfway
UAs,
house placement,
not charging his
Yes, so-
GPS.
the 11/25/24 allegation.
Do you guys think he got robbed for his phone?
As written by the parole officer against my client, it indicates on 11/25/24, you were issued a pass from Renaissance East Halfway House to attend an intake for adult education. Intake coordinator for adult education informed the Halfway House that you never showed up for your scheduled appointment. Exhibit J indicates that at 11/25/26, he signed out to go to adult ed for 4 p.m. Upon contacting the school, intake coordinator, Ms. Abney, was made aware that 11/25, client called the school at 4:30 p.m. to say he was lost. He was told to come back the following day. He returned back to the halfway house. At 11/26, client signed out to attend adult ed at 4 p.m. and was not able to register due to no identification. Client did not return until 7:40 p.m. Then it says, upon speaking with the testing coordinator at adult education,
Thank you, Carmen.
client arrived at the school at 4:30 p.m. on 11/26. The second block there for the parole violation reports indicating the intake coordinator for adult education informed the halfway house, this is for 11/26, you did not show up again for your appointment. That says he was there at 4:30. Contradicts what my client is charged with. So asking you to take that into consideration. This doesn't line up with the incident report, which is Exhibit J.
This is a parole board hearing in Connecticut, if you will.
That is my comments regarding
Little doggy. Thank you.
the first part of their hearing. And I am asking you to consider making no findings on those parts that I brought to your attention, which factually don't line up with the evidence provided by the state. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm assuming the GPS and the halfway house placement are going to be marked as part 1, 2, whatever they go. Okay.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure for record keeping purposes.
Hey, what up, Sancho 310 from the west side? Hey, what up, Christy? How's it going? Hey, so we're in Connecticut for those of you guys that are just coming in. If you guys don't like this green screen, jump over to the smaller account. That one has it. Well, it's not clear, but if you want to see clear, jump on over to YT at CollectCallFrom and you get that full HD 1080p if you will. Today, man, we're off to a bumpy start right here in Connecticut. This guy,
So I am gonna
I don't think
my
he's going
findings now.
anywhere.
So for charge number one, the condition of GPS, I am making finding
He's
that you
not even
violated
halfway. He's
this charge based
1/4
on
way.
states exhibits C, D, E, I, K, L, and T. Charge number two, the condition of drug testing. I'm also finding that you violated this condition based on the evidence in C, D, and M. For charge number three, the condition of absconder, I'm making a no finding based on the credibility of the evidence submitted. There's evidence that states Mr. Wisnat's whereabouts in the community became unknown on 12/18. But he signed paperwork and submitted toxicologies after that. So that will be all written in the summary, council. On charge number four, I found that you violated the condition of drugs based on states exhibits C, D, and Q. On charge number five, I also found that you violated the condition of no consumption of alcoholic beverages based on states exhibits C, D, G, M, and Q. On charge number six, I have also identified this as for parts. So for parts 1, 2, and 4, I am making a finding. He violated the
Thank you,
condition
Jessica
of halfway
Samantha.
house placement based on exhibits C, D, F, H, J, K, and S. For part number 3, dated 11/26/24, I'm making a no finding, as the state did fail to submit sufficient evidence in support of the charge. So that does conclude the fact-finding portion of today's hearing. Before I make my recommendation, you will have an opportunity to speak to your background and history. And the purpose of this part of the hearing is to help determine what outcome I would recommend. Council, would you like to make a?
Yes, if I may, so before I start, if I may, Daniel, I just want to clarify, so for charge number 3 under absconder, she made a no finding, so that charge is not gonna be used against you, okay? And under halfway house placement, part 3, there was a no finding, which is for the 11/26 date. The evidence doesn't line up with the allegations against you, so no finding made on that charge. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Can I clarify something for
Yes.
Council? Even though I made a no finding, it doesn't negate from the.
I understand. I just want to explain to my client with no finding made.
Got it. Good?
Thank you,
Okay.
yes.
Awesome.
All right, on behalf of Mr. Wisnat, my client's 44 years old. He does have 4 children. On his previous release, he was at the Connecticut Renaissance Halfway House program in Waterbury. He was attending the adult education his GED. He was due to start a job at Dunkin' Donuts in Waterbury. In his previous job, he did work in 2023 Rich Products in Britain. He did report to us, participated in outpatient mental health group once weekly in Wellmore in Waterbury. And was also establishing his primary care services over in Wellmore. He is working in the kitchen there, started in February. It's a 7-day-a-week job there in the facility.
Morning.
He is amenable to being placed at halfway house in Hartford. That's the area where the support system is. Does want to obtain his GED and does wish to enroll in manufacturing or a CNC machining program. He's amenable to any job opportunity. He's indicated to us he does have an opportunity at Trader Joe's in Bloomfield through his cousin who is employed there, and he's amenable to any treatment recommendations in the community. So he's had some time to obviously, think about what happened here. He is trying to take advantage of the programs in the facility. He is working and he does have a place lined up for when he gets out, and a job also. Thank you.
Osborne ZI.
Thank you.
Yup.
I'm just gonna take a moment. I'll let you know my recommendation.
Good eye. All right. He looks uninterested. He looks like his
Okay.
life is in the
So I did
line,
listen
on
to
the line.
today's testimony. I've also reviewed all the evidence presented. Based on that, Mr. Wisnat, I am going to recommend your parole be revoked and that you serve an approximate 1-year period of confinement. That's with a re-parole date. That 2025. 1 second.
Not 1 year for a parole violation.
Just off by the so January 28th, 2026. With that, I'm going to recommend the following conditions: no alcoholic beverage consumption, no contact with the victim SW, mental health evaluation, no contact with minors, problem sexual behavior treatment,
What?
and halfway house for Hartford.
Oh, hell nah.
Again, I did state to council already, but even though the no finding was made for abscond, it doesn't mean that he was not reporting during that time. He still was not reporting to his officer. So that was taken into consideration with
Ah,
this.
wow.
So with that, my recommendation is going to go to the board on 3/27/2025. No, it's not. Jeez, sorry. April 3rd, 2025 is when it's going to go to the board. On that day, Mr. Wisnett, the board can do a few things. They can adopt my recommended sanction. They
about to
can
check.
lessen it if they choose to do so. And if for any reason they would want to increase it, there will be a supplemental hearing scheduled, which you will be present for to address their concerns, and they'll review what their thoughts are with that with you, okay? At this time, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, so Daniel, it's going to the board on April 3rd. You and I will get something in writing about 7 to 10 days after with the final outcome. If there's an issue with them adopting the recommendation, I'll set up another call with you. Okay, good luck to you.
This concludes
Yes.
the revocation for Daniel Wisnett and may number 2533715. Good luck, Mr. Wisnett.
Yeah, you too.
Yup.
Sure.
Hey, so yeah, he has a skin beef, if you will, like the one. Look, this is what I found right here. Let me see what can you. I'm not sure if you guys can
Thank
see
you.
it, but let me
Thank you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
hold up. Let me I'm gonna read it off to you guys. I gotta put it on my screen over here on this side. Let me see what he did. So let me see description. SA first victim under the age of 13, but older than 2 years old. And there was another one. Let me see. Injury or risk of injury to a child. Illegal SA contact of a child under the age of 16. And this took place, well, he got released November 8th, 2021. Let me see. So yeah, he's one of those, if you will. Keep him in there. Hey, so somebody's asking if these are live. These are absolutely live. The majority of the time I do run these live. Whenever I don't run them live, I'll go ahead and let everybody know, what the deal is. Okay, yeah. So he's that 1 year doesn't seem excessive. As a matter of fact, it seems like they should have been able to do more. Let me see. Wood chipper. Hell yeah, wood chipper all the way. Ship him out to the big boy jail, right? That's what I'm saying right here. What water? What? What up, Tiny T? How's it going, man? Let me see. Set up for failure. All right, all right. Hey, wood chipper or silver bullet? That's what I say. Just join. What did he do? He did something bad and awful to a child. He will be on probably send him to one. Hey, that's what they should be using Guantanamo Bay for. Absolutely. Cement truck. Hey, you guys have some pretty good imaginations right there. Absolutely. Yeah. So hey, so shout out to everybody that's tuning in, especially you guys from the UK, Britain, Ireland, New Zealand, Amsterdam, all those places up there in Europe, if you will. Anyhow, hey, shout out to everybody that's tuning in from Canada. I've seen a lot of influx of individuals coming in from Canada, the US, and anywhere that doesn't suck. Highly appreciate you guys. So the next one should be starting up. Let me check the schedule right here to check what time the next individual is going to be coming on. So we got about another, let me see here. I would say about another few minutes before the next one starts up. And the next individual is going to be Simon Wagyuson, I believe. If you guys want to look him up, first name is spelled Simeon. Last name is going to be Wiguenson. Hey, what up, Aaron? How's it going? And Ali, how's it going? All right. Hey, what's up, Chacha? How's it going? Let me see. How do you find these? I find them with my Twitter fingers on google.com, if you will. Let me see what else. Cold Minnesota in here. Where's everybody tuning in from? If you guys wouldn't mind sharing, we got MWC coming in from Canada. We got Aaron Hicks coming in from, I have no idea because he put good morning. Let me see right. Hey, thank you for the what are those? The heart fingers? Iowa, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Massachusetts, UK. the UK, Ohio, Finland, Arizona, Iowa, Southern California, Oregon, Kansas City, Kentucky, North Carolina, UK, Minnesota, Connecticut, Scotland, North Dakota, Long Beach, upstate New York, oh baby, Canada, Pittsburgh, UK, Southern California, upstate, thumbs up, Utah, California, Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Utah, Cameroon, what the what? That's Africa, right? You see, I'm not good when it comes to the map. San Antonio, Texas, Oregon. Hey, thank you for the follow. He's in there for burglary. Hey, thank you for looking that up. Life, New Hampshire, Las Vegas, a 702. Let me see you. You are worldwide now. Keep up the good work, James. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you, Rhonda. Highly appreciate you. What's popping today? What we got? We got Connecticut Board of Parole hearings. Let me see. Yes, sir. Pride of the Congo. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to Africa. We got Jamaica, the UK. Man, we got, hey, that's what I'm talking about. It's 3:30 p.m. here in the UK. Thank you for that. Never enough. I was in that prison in Osborne, Lancaster, California. Let me see. Hey, thank you for sending that Shamrock. Highly appreciate it. So yeah, so right now we're just waiting for the next individual to come in. Once they come in, then we'll go ahead and start it off. Yes, Osborne. Damn, that's interesting. How is that prison? How would you categorize it? What level is it? Chester, UK. We got Mark coming in. That's right. California. That's right. Massachusetts in here. What's up, Lex? So yeah, hey, I do appreciate everybody that tunes in. Hey, thank you for that. What was the name right there? Steph 72. Germany, Rhonda. Thank you for sharing the live. Highly appreciate it. Hey, oh yeah, I forgot. I've been meaning to say this. Hey, the only thing that I ask around here, James, please spell the name again.
Hey, good morning. I'm Parole Officer Trisella. I'm a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. And this is a revocation hearing concerning Simone Wigginson, inmate number 423-177. Today is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. And this hearing is being conducted via video at the Board of Pardons and Paroles Central Office. Counsel is present this morning to represent Mr. Wigginson. Counsel, can you please identify yourself?
Attorney Alfonso Sirica, Public Defender with the Parole Revocation Unit on behalf of Mr. Wigginson. I am waiving his presence. I did meet in person with my client on March 7th of 2025 at Gardner Correctional Institution with the Creole interpreter regarding his revocation hearing, which was scheduled for today. After discussing the matter with my client has elected to waive the revocation hearing that was scheduled for today.
He didn't come. He didn't show up. He waived it. He said late.
Mostly on his EOS date of May 20th of 2025. But my client did understand that he could have went forward today. He elected to waive his hearing today. So we're officially waiving the revocation hearing for Simeon Wigginson, inmate numbers 423-177.
Thank you. So I am going to accept counsel's waiver of today's hearing on the record, and I'm going to make a finding of preponderance of evidence for both the charges. With that, I'm also going to make a recommendation to revoke Mr. Wigginson's parole with a no new re-parole date as his current end of sentence is 5/20/2025. Actually, I did not check that today. Do you think it's last? Nope, 5/20/2025. That's with a no new re-parole date as his current end of sentence is that date, which is an approximate 7-month sanction. In the event the board does decide to lessen my sanction, this will go to them on April 3rd as well, April 3rd, 2025. I am going to recommend the following conditions: no alcoholic beverage consumption, mental health evaluation, and halfway house placement. Do you have any conversation about that, counsel, in case if this does happen?
Yes.
Oh, I have that.
I'd like to place in the looks like the
Yes.
house of the Dennis house in
So I'll just do New Haven.
Yes.
If that does happen. So again, this is going to go to the board on 4/3/2025, and they will make the final decision. Thank you. So this does conclude the revocation hearing for Simone Wigginson, inmate number 423-177.
All right. What the what?
Be good, Miss Benedict. You became big on my screen. There you go.
You are good. You became big on your screen for just a moment.
Just checking. Saw something different. I appreciate you as always.
Next individual coming up should be Alex Rayford, Raiford. And this one, damn, what time is it right now? So we still got a little bit of time before that one starts up. So I guess it'll just be me and you guys now for the time being. Oh yeah, so I was about to say before I got really interrupted by the border parole. All I ask from you guys is if you guys could follow. You know, we're trying to get the UK based account up to 10,000 followers. We're currently at 6,000 something. So so I could start using the what is it, the TikTok Live Studio. Is he about to get out? Yeah, he's about to get out in May, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they said. Finally, my work shows is on. You know what up? You know what I'm saying, Lexi? All right. So so yeah. So in May 5th, okay, thank you for that, MWC, for the clarification on that. Is that why he didn't show up? Probably, yeah. I mean, if he's gonna max out already, I think Connecticut, the way it works, if you max out, then you could just get out. You could get out without parole. I mean, I would rather be out on the streets without parole than being on parole, because then you have to worry about violating parole and going back. So might as well just finish up his time and get out without a paper trail or a paper tail, right? That, I mean, I'm sure some people will be like, hell no, I don't care. I want to get out. Like, I don't care if it's 2 days early. I'll get out on parole for those 2 days. Let me see here. It's crazy you're in UK and doing prison. I've been in. No, I'm not. So I'm not from the UK. I'm from the US. I'm from California, to be more specific. But the account you're on is based out of the UK. So, and the reason that is if you guys remember when there was that blackout back in January, because we were uncertain of what was going to happen with TT. So what I ended up doing was I ended up opening up a UK based TT account. And you might be wondering, what, like, your math is not mathing. Is what you're saying doesn't make any sense. So what I did was this: I had an extra phone, and I also had an extra SIM card from the UK by this carrier called GAF. No, you max out. It's better than being on paper any day. Yup. I didn't think you sounded British. Hello, mate. Do you want to jump over some muddy puddles? So you can do them in the UK too. Not in the UK, no. The UK, everything's blocked off. So back to how I opened up my UK account. So I had an extra phone. I had a UK based trumpets and tea, please. What are we watching? So right now we're watching Connecticut. We're waiting for it to start up. I believe she said April 3rd is his max out. I think she said May 5th, if you will. I for sure she said May. But okay, so yeah, so I was trying to be proactive with this whole blackout of TT that was going to happen in January. So I had my phone, I had my gift gab SIM card, and then I have a VPN. I have this VPN called Windscribe. So I set up the gift card. I mean the SIM card, and it was like $6, I think, or £6 or 6 sterling pounds, if you will. And I activated it. I opened up my account and I set up my location to the UK. And so this account's based in the UK, which is, if you guys are wondering why we get an influx of British people in here, I think it has something to do with that, because since it's based out of there, then it hits the FYP over there. I think that's just my theory. I'm not sure, because on my other account, the main account that has 15 or 19,000 followers, I don't think we get this amount of people from the UK. So if you're looking to expand in different countries, different territories, I would strongly suggest doing something like that. I'm thinking about opening up an account in Australia. Let me see. Good morning, James. Hey, what's up, Kathy Sue? How's it going? It does. All right. Yeah. So I think that's why. Because I was looking at the analytics, and it looks like about 35% of the viewers that come into these lives, they're from the UK or from that region, if you will. Is so obnoxious. Why do you keep saying that? I think you made a comment about that yesterday. That I'm just gonna let you know right now, if you haven't figured it out, that's my thing right here. I'm trying to sell it. I'm trying to sell, if you will. I'm from Maryland. It's not obnoxious, right, Kim? Hey, so So check this out. So the reason I say if you will is so I don't say you know. It doesn't sound. I would rather sound obnoxious saying if you will opposed to saying you know, because you know this doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound as good as if you will. Bro has a swaggy accent. If you will. I'm in the UK. There it is. Is that? I couldn't see the name. Is it Roxy or I can't? Oh, sorry, Rolly. Let me see. Actually, it's obnoxious to complain about it if you. Dude, Sav is laughing out loud, man. Hey, man, I love the chat, man. You guys crack me up. Let me see. Hey, Judy, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate that. Let me see who else here. Hey, thank you, Patricia, for the follow. Kathy, today's my birthday, and I'm not going to do nothing. Hey, well, happy birthday to you, Kathy, and hopefully you eat some chocolate strawberry cake because that's what I like. Laura from the UK. Laura 19 is laughing. Hola. Hey, what up, Maria? How's it going? Hey, you know what? Look, hey, for the most part, I like to joke around and whatnot. So when people get on here and they start making demands and saying this and that and that and the other, I mean, hey, you're not forced to be here. Hey, you know what? I do, you know, the more the merrier. But if you're gonna complain, like this probably isn't the place for you, if you will. And let me see, Sadie. Hey, what's up? Hey, X. Let me see. Hey, from Pittsburgh. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Mama. Let me see. We listen and we judge. If you will, laughing out loud. Leave if you. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Kit Kat, good morning. Hey, it's my birthday. Also, hey, happy birthday to Kit Kat also. Mighty mustache, if you will. Let me see. I say it at home. My dog goes crazy. Like, scroll up. Scroll up right. Scroll up right. Oh man. You guys crack me up. Anyhow. Hey, so I'm not sure how many of you were on that California live yesterday or the bank hearing. Who's the next guy? The next guy, let me pull up that information for you guys right now. This account has grown quick. You had just over 1K when you followed. Hey, you know what, Laura? So it was crazy. What this one day I did a hearing and we got like 3,000 subscribers like in a matter of hours. It was bananas. It was crazy. That day was crazy. It was so Melissa, how's it going? Yeah, this account I opened it up January, I would say like the 18 or 19 or like right around the time that the blackout was about to happen. So this account is definitely growing a lot faster than the smaller account. The smaller account I've had it. I mean, the bigger account I've had it for about a year now. The smaller account, it's what's been like 2 months now. Good for you. Hey, likewise. Hey, likewise. Like you guys, like I would say the majority of people that come in here are pretty good. You know, once in a while we'll get some people that are like high power, if you will. Like they want to come here and start like barking off orders. Hey, James, do this. Hey, you talk too much. Hey, I can't see. Move your pobrecitos. Let me see. I just started to grow a mustache, but mine is gray. Do you color yours? What color is yours? If you do, nah, I don't I don't color my mustache. I really enjoy your content. Hey, thank you, Christine. I don't.
Hi.
Oh, it's about to start.
I should have him in here shortly. Rayford.
Awesome. Perfect. Yep, it's just Mr. Rayford. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Officer Johnson. How are you?
So my mustache is actually kind of red, if you
All right,
will.
I'm waiting for York. I put my camera on by accident. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna go into York at 11:30, but I've had counsel here all morning, so I'm gonna do his case first.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. So as soon as we're done with the first one at York, we'll jump into Miss Fitzgerald. Okay.
Yeah, very good. Hey, Attorney Sirica,
Yeah.
I know your brother.
What?
Oh,
You know him?
lovely. All right. We'll chat. We'll chat.
Must
Bye.
ask you a question, if you will. So I think the next individual is either gonna be Rayford Alex, Raifo RD Alex, or it's gonna be damn. This one's gonna be. This name is we just call him Peekaboo. So the last name is gonna be. Hey, this is gonna be a crazy one to spell out here. These letters do not belong together, if you will. So last name is gonna be EKBERGH-PEEK. First name is gonna be ANNIKA. This is this is gonna be Connecticut. WTF? I told you these letters don't belong together. So that should be it. If not, it's gonna be Fitzgerald, Amanda Lynn. Oh, I think we got some women coming in. Oh yes. Hey, but you never know nowadays. You know, people switch it up, and you could be whatever you want. Identify as who you want. I wrote it down. Hey, tap those hearts. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate that. And, oh, I just see we got 22,000 hearts right now on the small account. We got 13 on the little one, and they lifted my restriction already. So I might take up the green screen, if you will. What time is it? It's early, man. It's 8:46 barely. Damn. Let me see. Feeling neglected over here on YT. What the what? Aaron, why would you say such a thing? Why would you say such a thing, if you will? So, man, I was talking about something before I got cut off. Damn, I forgot. Hey, thank you, Chelsea. Let me see. Your team has completed the second stage of the team quest. Team Power has unlocked for all team members to send and celebrate mustache. Oh yeah, we're talking about my mustache. That's right. Oh no, so I don't dye my mustache. This is the color. And if you guys ever look at my videos, when I do a close up, you can see the grays coming in. So it's like whatever, it's gray. It's great. People are be getting old up in this piece. I just hit 44 in February, so it's only natural that the grays start coming in. Hey, thank you for that, Steve. I love it too. Let me see. Hey, Jamie, thank you for that. Highly appreciate it. You see, we need more ladies in the house, if you will. If you put exclamation education purposes only in your banner, they won't bother you as bad. Really? So put that little exclamation. Okay. Well, you know what? The UK account, they don't mess with it. Like they rarely. I would say maybe they've restricted my accounts maybe like once or twice. The US based account, it's always getting restricted, like constantly, like every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes. So, and people are always getting pissed off, like, hey, why do you keep on cutting the stream? I'm not cutting the stream because I want to. I'm cutting it because I don't want to get, axed, if you will. Yeah, the warnings. Okay, I'll go ahead and try that next time. Good morning, James in chat. Hey, thank you for that. Let me see. Your wisdom whiskers. Let me see here. Yes, put 21 in. Okay, all right. I got kicked out for showing my beautiful plants. How dare you show plants on here? What's wrong with you? Afuera. Let me see over here. Not me. Oh, sorry, Aaron. That wasn't you that wrote that. That was Raylene feeling like, my apologies. I thought you were the only one in the TikTok in the YT chat, if you will.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, 21 plus. Somebody said caterpillar under your nose, if you will. Let me see. Is the flavor saver. Hey, so
good morning. I am Parole Officer Trisella, and I'm a hearing examiner.
Hey, put that.
You can hear me, right, Mr. Rayford?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. I'm a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. This is a preliminary hearing concerning Alex Rayford, MA number 363662. Today is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. And this hearing is being conducted via video at the Board of Pardons and Paroles Central Office and Corrigan Correctional Center. Can you please state your full name and DOC MA number for the record?
My name is Alex Rayford, DOC number 363662.
Thank you. So this is a public hearing, and public access to this hearing is available via video live stream. Present this morning is Attorney Sirica. Can you please identify yourself for the record?
Sure. Attorney Alfonso Sirica, Public Defender with the Parole Revocation Unit, on behalf of Mr. Rayford for his preliminary hearing.
Thank you. So this is a preliminary hearing, and it has three purposes under Connecticut law. The first is to determine if there's probable cause to believe you committed an act that violated the conditions of your parole. The second is to determine if the act is sufficiently serious to warrant the revocation of your parole. The third is to determine if you should be held in prison pending further proceedings. The state, not you, has a responsibility to show that there's a probable cause to believe you violated one or more of the conditions of your parole. If I do not find probable cause, I will reinstate your parole, which means releasing you and placing you back on parole supervision. If I find probable cause and determine that the act is sufficiently serious to warrant revocation, you may be held in prison pending further proceedings. You should know that a preliminary hearing is an adversarial proceeding, and anything you say at this hearing can be used against you. This hearing is also being recorded. Counsel, can I swear your client?
Yes, please.
The testimony at today's hearing will be taken under oath. So, Mr. Rayford, can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear, solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to help you God or upon penalty of perjury.
I do.
Thank you.
Yes.
So yes, perfect. You can put your hand down. Thank you. We're going to go over the procedure for today's hearing. First, I'm going to read you your rights. Then we're going to review the parole violation charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you. We'll then review and identify the exhibits for the record. The state is not present at today's proceedings. However, you will have an opportunity to address the issue of probable cause and the severity of the allegations. And at the conclusion of this hearing, I will inform you of my findings, which will be based on the available evidence. Do you have any questions about the purpose of procedure before we begin?
No. No.
So you do. Okay, you do have important rights at today's hearing. Okay, and I'm going to go over them with you now. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and counsel is present for you. You have the right to receive the written notice of charges of the violation. Did you receive that notice?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you also have the right to review the evidence against you before this hearing. You have the right to submit evidence in support of your case. You have the right to call and examine voluntary witnesses, and you have the right to cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you understand these rights, and are you ready to go forward?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now I'm going to review the charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you and the information underlying each charge. So on charge number 1, condition of curfew, the charging officer reported that on 3/3/2025, you failed to be home for your 8 p.m. reach curfew. Instead, you're at Mohegan Sun Casino in the early morning hours until of 3/4/2025. You violated your reach agreement to be in the apartment by 8 p.m. nightly. Subsequently, you're in violation of parole condition 1, release direction, abide by curfew. On charge number 2, condition program participation, on 3/3/2025, you failed to be home for your 8 p.m. reach curfew. Instead, you were at Mohegan Sun in the early morning hours of 3/4/2025. You violated your reach agreement to be in your apartment by 8 p.m. nightly. Subsequently, you're in violation of parole condition number 1, release direction program participation. On charge number 3, condition of obedience to the law, the charging officer reported that on 3/4/2025, you were at Mohegan Sun Casino and were asked to leave numerous times by the Mohegan Tribe Police. After failing to comply with the police directions, you were placed under arrest and taken into custody. You were charged with criminal trespassing in the 1st degree. Subsequently, you were in violation of parole condition number 2, obey all laws. And charge number 4, condition of no consumption of alcoholic beverages, the charging officer reported that on 12/23/24, you were returned back to the halfway house and smelled of alcohol. You were given a breathalyzer and a red .05. You admitted to drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade and signed a voluntary admission form. Subsequently, you were in violation of your parole condition number 7. You were prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. On 9/23/24, you returned back to the halfway house at 6:00 p.m. but failed to enter the building. You finally entered on 9/24/24 at 12:30 a.m. You rendered a urine and was given a breathalyzer test, which tested positive at 0.128. You admitted to drinking alcohol and signed a voluntary admission form. Subsequently, you're in violation of parole condition number 7. You're prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. On 9/21/24, you returned to the halfway house and appeared to be under the influence of alcohol. You rendered a positive breathalyzer and positive specimen. You admitted to your parole officer in the halfway house that you did drink 5 cans of Steel Reserve. Subsequently, you're in violation of parole condition number 7. You're prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. On 6/5/24, you rendered a urine that came back positive for alcohol. Admitted to your parole officer that you drank Smirnoff Ice on 6/4/2024 and signed a voluntary admission for. Subsequently, you're in violation of parole condition number 7. You're prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. On 5/23/24, you returned to the halfway house and you smelled of alcohol. A breathalyzer test was administered and the reading was 0.110. You admitted to your parole officer that you drank Smirnoff Ices on your way back from work. You signed a voluntary admission form stating you drank alcohol. Subsequently, you were in violation of parole condition number 7. You are prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. On 5/14/2024, you admitted to drinking a wine cooler the day before and signed a voluntary admission form. Subsequently, you are in violation at parole condition number 7. You are prohibited from the consumption of alcoholic beverages. The state has also filed the following exhibits that have been pre-marked for identification purposes. I have Exhibit A, a remains in custody. Exhibit B, parole conditions. Exhibit C, a notice of parole violation. Exhibit D, the parole violation report. Exhibit E, decision form. Exhibit F, the Mohegan Tribe Police Report 25-00004201. Exhibit G, the connection reach client participation contract. Exhibit H, the misconduct / voluntary admission of use quest lab results for alcohol use on 12/23/24. Exhibit I, the misconduct / residential incident and discipline report voluntary admission for alcohol use on 9/23/24. Exhibit J, the misconduct / voluntary admission of use / quest lab results for alcohol use on 9/21/2024. Exhibit K, the misconduct / voluntary admission use for alcohol on 6/4/2024. Exhibit L, the misconduct / voluntary admission / residential discipline report / quest lab results alcohol use on 5/23/2024. And Exhibit M, the misconduct voluntary admission form for alcohol use on 5/13/2024. Counsel, did you and your client receive the notice of parole violation, the parole violation report, and the other documents that have been identified?
Yes,
I have not received any exhibits from the defense. Is that accurate?
that's accurate because this is just a preliminary hearing.
Got it. So today we have no witnesses. So it is now the defense's opportunity to respond and make a short statement, call me witnesses, and testify with respect to probable cause.
Yes, regarding Mr. Rayford, as I did speak to my client 2 occasions, I did go over the preliminary hearing and what the parameters are as far as the board of partisan parole. Did elect to have his hearing this morning. I am going to ask you to consider, we're not disputing the charge number 3. There is a case pending in court, but I'm going to put some comments on the record regarding the actual charge. And I'm going to ask you to be considering the seriousness of the offense regarding whether he should be held pending further revocation proceedings. So with that being said, I'm going to take these out of order also. Under charge number 2, on the program participation, I'm going to be asking that no finding be made on that charge. The language that is used, in my opinion, does not meet the elements of the program participations that's in the Board of Pardons and Parole Policy, the manual that I have, which gives me each definition. My opinion is that charge number 2, program participation, the language that my client is charged with doesn't meet the elements there. Regarding charge number 4, the no consumption of alcoholic beverages. I just want to put on a record, my client was paroled on March 27th of 2024, was not remanded until March 4th of 2025, almost a year. He was out in the community. Those allegations on charge number 4, they go from December 23 of 2024 to May 14th of 2024. He was obviously in the community. Those technical violations for testing positive for alcohol did not result in my client being remanded. The issue occurred on March 4th. So everything, March 3rd and March 4th is basically why my client is currently locked up. Okay, so he was out for almost a year. We're not disputing there was some issues with the positive test. Regarding the obedience to the law charge, this incident occurred at the Mohegan Sun. My client was asked to leave. The allegation is that he didn't leave, thus resulting in an arrest. He's been at the facility since March 4th of 2025. When they brought him there, there are some issues with the way my client was processed regarding the criminal charge, and my client has been advised that needs to be dealt with in criminal court. But what I do want to, what's important here is the second part, once again, for the preliminary hearing regarding the seriousness of the charge. My client was given a non-surety bond. So that kind of tells me it's not that serious right out of the gate, because if it was a serious charge, there would have been a bond put on by the Mohegan Sun Tribal Police. He was scheduled to appear in court on March 13th of 2025 in Norwich Superior Court. He was not transported because he didn't have a bond. He was out on non-surety bond, and they did not know that there was a remand on my client. So on March 13th of 2024, they looked at the paperwork and they said whopping $50 bonds, just so he has a minimus to get him to court on April 3rd of 2025. So that's where we are regarding the seriousness of that charge. Once again, we're not disputing the fact that there is a case pending in court, which pretty 99% sure is going to get resolved on April 3rd. My client, as I indicated, was out in the community for approximately a year. He was working at Sally's Pizza prior to them opening the new location, West Farms Mall. He was working 40 to 50 hours a week. He was attending treatment at Wellmore 3 times a week for the alcohol. And I know the parole officer did put in her recommendation that, you know, he should be held until July. He was out. There's no hiding the fact that my client does struggle with alcohol. He is getting treatment for that. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is very important through my client is my client indicated to me he's never met with his parole officer since he's been placed at the halfway house. Is that correct, Mr. Alex?
So the charges and charge number.
Alex, hold on. I don't, gotta answer my question because I need to finish up. Have you actually met with your parole officer since you've been placed at the halfway house?
No.
Okay, so is it fair to say the allegations that are being brought against you, that the parole officer writes, the information was passed on from the staff at the halfway house?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure that's part of the record. So once again, I know it's a 2-part hearing. We're not disputing charge number 3. I actually made a call to the court to find out what happened on March 13th to why my client was not transported to court. And I was advised it was a non-surety bond. And like I said, they deem it that serious. They put a $50 bond on Mr. Rayford just so he can get to court on April 3rd. Okay. Is there something you want to add regarding the charges with the understanding, Alex? Anything you say here could potentially be used against you if there's a second hearing.
I understand.
Okay.
So again, in the charges of number 4, those charges were when I was in Renaissance East, all the urines and stuff, and I did adequate programming and I completed them. Every program that they asked me to go to, I completed them. And I was put on a bracelet, and there was a lot of things, but all charged for was when I was in the halfway house. There is nothing recorded after I get to the connections house. There's nothing recorded, nothing.
Right, and that's why I put on the record, those charges all occurred in 2024, and there was no issues. The last one you gave a volunteer statement was May 14th of 2024. So we're going. This May would have been a year that there's no violations with the alcohol stuff, according to the paperwork that was submitted. So you're correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't have anything else to add.
I got one more thing.
Sure.
All right. So if you go to the reach bed policy, the stuff that I signed down on. So I got there 2/12/2025, right? So there are.
Alex, hold on one second. Let me cut. Is this regarding charge number 2? Your language for charge 2?
Yeah, it's around there.
No. If it's regarding charge number 2, I don't want you to say anything because I'm fairly confident what the outcome should be on charge number 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so council, any additional comments at this point?
No.
Well, can I go back to charge number 4 one more time?
Sure.
All right, so it's the connections paper. We're talking about the no consumption of alcohol beverages. Now, that was the halfway house in Waterbury, Connecticut. So now 2/12, I'm in her program at her house. My parole officer switched to Fortuna. Now the rules here, I was in that house for 19 days. The rules here, letter C, within 14 days, I will attend a substance abuse evaluation. As my parole officer, she was supposed to make sure that I was in a substance abuse evaluation intake, within the 14 days that I was there. I was there for 19 days. Nothing was done. 19 on the connections, the rules of the house. Number 19, I understand I must participate in breathalyzer testings whenever asked. Number 20, I understand that I must provide urine specimens and mouth swabs when requested by staff. Now, the house that I was in, there's no staff, there's no nothing, there's no any of that. So all these rules, it's like, I never, what they were supposed to do for me, that never happened on their end. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that too. Because if there was if there was things done correctly, they would have had breathalyzers on me, they would have had urines on me, they would have had something on me from their program. They don't have nothing on me since I left the halfway house.
Correct. And that, you're absolutely correct on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Just want to take a moment. I'll let you know my findings.
A lot of times it doesn't even matter. The parole board, they're going to do whatever they're going to do, and there's not a damn thing you could do about it. All you could do is cry about it if it's not in your favor. But I don't think, he definitely came prepared. Kudos to him with all his paperwork right there on his desk. Some of you guys can't see it right there. But
Okay,
take
so
my
for
word for
charge
it.
number 1, the condition of curfew, making a finding of probable cause based on the state's exhibits B, D, F, and G.
He can try with a
Charge
pint,
number
if you
2,
will.
the condition of program participation, making a no finding of probable cause based on the
What?
fact that the state did not submit sufficient evidence in support of the charge. For charge number 3, condition of obedience to the law, I'm making a finding of probable cause based on exhibits B, D, and F.
There it is.
And on charge number 4, condition of no consumption of alcoholic beverages, I am making a finding of probable cause based on state's exhibits B, D, H, I, J, K, L, and
Damn.
M. So with that, I'm also finding that the acts are serious enough to warrant a revocation. And I will be notifying, sorry. So I am finding that the acts are serious enough to warrant revocation, and I've also determined that you should be detained while you wait for your revocation hearing. So we'll notify the records office, and your revocation hearing will be scheduled upon the disposition of your pending charges. So once that matter is concluded in court, we'll bring you back in for that revocation hearing.
We're in
Okay.
Connecticut.
Do you have any questions at this point, Mr. Rayford?
No.
Alex, I'll set up another call with you after you resolve your case. Once I see what happens, we'll have a chat before the revocation hearing, okay?
So that's April, correct?
Yeah, April 4th, 3.
4-3.
Yes. All right, I'll talk to you soon, Alex.
Great. This concludes the preliminary hearing for Alex Rayford, inmate number 363662. All right, thank you, Mr. Rayford.
All right, thank you.
All right. So after Rayford, we should have 2 more individuals coming up. I believe at least one of them is going to be a woman. Is this going to be York CI, or maybe it's going to be 2 women? I'm assuming women maybe are housed at York. This ain't parole board. Sounds like a court, man. All right. So the next one should be starting up shortly. What time is it right now? So I would say it'll probably be starting up in the next few minutes, hopefully. So this is a revocation hearing. I didn't pronounce that right. Anyhow, so with the hyenas are coming. That's right. Get ready, JH. So in this gentleman's case, or everybody that's been coming up today, they were actually out on the street. They had already been paroled. Chad, if you will. Good morning, James. Hey, thank you. So they were out on the street. They didn't abide with their parole regulations, if you will, and they violated them. So they're in custody, and what this hearing was to determine how long they were going to be incarcerated for how long of a violation they're going to give them. So normally it's like a few months. I think they could give you up to a year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's court. No, it's not court. It's not court. It's a parole board hearing. Anyhow, Let me see. Laughing out loud, if you will, Mark. That's right. So yeah, so we're waiting for the next one. Oh, I don't know. Maybe your definition of court is different than mine's, if you will. So there we go, Stacy Lee. Hey,
Good
what up,
morning,
hit?
how are you? Oh, wait, actually, may we please see Ms. Ekberg Peck first?
Sure.
With
Yeah, we
my
can't
card
hear
case.
you.
Oh, yes, it is. There we go.
Yeah.
JH, we
Can
got
you hear
one
me
for
now?
you. We
That's how you
got
say
one.
it, Ekberg Peck. Ekberg Peck.
Officer
Hey, Brooke,
Trusello, I can hear York.
That's the way I pronounce it.
Officer Trusello, do you hear me?
Good.
Are you from Connecticut?
Oh. All right. Good morning. Yeah, we still can't hear you. Huh, Miss Benedict?
Yes. Is this Miss
It
Ekberg
doesn't look
Peak?
like they're muted, does it?
They can't hear me.
York, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us?
Nope. BA.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, none of the hearings I've ever
Can you hear us now?
attended, I've never seen any judges. They're
Can
all
you
been
see
board
us?
members.
They can hear
Yeah.
us, can't they?
All right. You said it. Eh? I'm gonna start working on that. All right, if you will. Coming soon to a T-shirt near you. Can you do one for South Carolina one time? Can you do one for
You heard me
South
say it's
Carolina?
not-
I don't think
it's
they're open to
nothing
the
good.
public.
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
York, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you now
All
as
right,
well.
you said it.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
If you will. What about Ohio? Ohio, they do some, but I still haven't been able to get into one, and they should be orange. What about Texas?
Great.
Texas is not
So we're
open to
gonna
the
get
public either.
started now.
Only by one if you.
Recording? No. All right, good morning. I'm Parole Officer Chisella. I'm a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. And this is a revocation hearing concerning Annika Eichberg Peak, inmate number 315188. Today is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. And this hearing is being conducted via video at the Board of Pardons and Parole Central Office in New York Correctional Institution. Can you please state your full name and DOC inmate number for the record?
My name is Annika Elizabeth Ekberg Peak, number 315188.
Thank you. So this is a public hearing and public access to this hearing is available via video live stream. Present this morning is Attorney Sirica. Can you please identify yourself for the record?
Sure. Attorney Alfonso Sirica, Public Defender with the Parole Revocation Unit, on behalf of Ms. Ekberg Peak this morning.
Thank you. So this is a revocation hearing to determine whether you have violated the conditions of your release. I will review and make findings of facts as to each of the charges against you. The state, not you, has a responsibility to prove the allegations by a preponderance of evidence. That is, the better or weightier evidence must establish that more probably than not the allegation is true. If I do not find that there's a preponderance of evidence to support a violation of one or more of the conditions of your parole, I will reinstate your parole, which means releasing and placing you back on parole supervision. If I find that you have violated one or more of the conditions of your parole, I will consider whether or not your parole should be revoked. And if I recommend a revocation, I will make a recommendation as to the appropriate sanction. My recommendation will then be given to a panel for a final decision, and if the panel wishes to impose a sanction beyond my recommendation, a supplemental hearing will be provided to justify additional confinement. You should know that a revocation hearing is an adversarial proceeding, and anything you say at this hearing can be used against you. This hearing is also being recorded. The testimony at today's hearing will be taken under oath. So, Ms. Ekberg Peak, can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear, solemnly sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God or upon penalty of perjury.
I do.
Thank you. So we're going to go over the procedure for today's hearing. First, I'm going to read you your rights. Then we'll review the parole violation charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you. We'll then review and identify the exhibits filed for the record. The state is not present at today's proceedings. However, you will have an opportunity to present any relevant testimony and any relevant documents. After considering all the evidence presented, I will announce my findings. And if I find that you violated one or more of the conditions of your parole, you'll have an opportunity to speak to your background and history. Do you have any questions about the purpose or procedure before we begin?
I do not.
So you do have important rights at today's hearing, and we're going to review them now. Your first right is that you have the right to be represented by an attorney, and counsel is here present for you. You also have the right to receive written notice of charges of violation. Did you receive that written notice?
I did.
Great. So you also have the right to review the evidence against you before this hearing. You have the right to submit evidence in support of your case. You have the right to call and examine voluntary witnesses and to cross-examine adverse witnesses. You understand these rights, and are you ready to go forward?
I do, and I am.
So we're now going to review the charges that the state, your parole officer is bringing against you and the information underlying each charge. So on charge number 1, condition of residence, the charging officer reported that on 10/29/2024, you were released from New York CI and placed at Stillman Halfway House in Hartford after your special parole was reinstated. At this time, Stillman Halfway House was your only approved residence. On 10/29/2024, the same day you were placed at Stillman Halfway House, you told staff you were leaving and walked out the door and got into a vehicle without permission from staff or your assigned parole officer. You made no attempts to contact Halfway House staff or your parole officer. To date, your whereabouts in the community were unknown, and based on your actions, you are in violation of release direction residence. On charge number 2, condition of absconder, the charging officer reported that on 10/29/2024, you were released from New York CI and placed at Stillman Halfway House in Hartford after your special parole was reinstated. At this time, Stillman Halfway House was your only approved residence. On 10/29/2024, the same day you were placed at Stillman Halfway House, you told staff you were leaving and walked out the door and got into a vehicle without permission from staff or your assigned parole officer. You made no attempts to contact Halfway House staff or your parole officer. To date, your whereabouts in the community were unknown, and based on your actions, you're in violation of release direction absconder. On charge number 3, condition of obedience to the law, the charging officer reported that on 11/16/2024, you were arrested by Stratford Police Department and charged with criminal impersonation in violation of Connecticut General Statute 53A-130 and interfering with an officer, in violation of Connecticut General Statute 53A-167A. You were issued a promise to appear in court with a court hearing date of 12/4/2024. The state has filed the following exhibits that have been marked for identification purposes. I have Exhibit A, the special parole acknowledgement agreement. Exhibit B, the Connecticut remand to custody order. Exhibit C, the notice of parole violation. Exhibit D, the parole violation report. Exhibit E, the notice of parolee rights. Exhibit F, the Halfway House agreement, Stillman Halfway House. Exhibit G, the Stillman Halfway House incident report. Exhibit H, the revocation summary. Exhibit I, the decision summary. And Exhibit J, the Stratford Police Report number 240027693. In addition, the state has filed 2 addendums to the parole violation report, both which are also admitted as evidence. The first one was submitted on 11/18/2024 and states that on 10/31/2024, the board issued a warrant based on the report declaring Eckberg Peak an absconder from parole supervision. On November 16, 2024, she was apprehended by the Stratford Police Department and charged with criminal impersonation and interfering with an officer. And they noted that this is Eckberg Peak's 4th time absconding from special parole supervision since her discharge to special parole on September 7, 2022. In addition to her 4 absconding, she also escaped from community release from March 4th, 2022. Eckberg Peak's absconding history is as follows: abscond on 10/30/2022, return to custody on 3/6/23, abscond on 4/25/23, return to custody on 5/14/23. Abscond on 12/4/23, return to custody on 1/29/24, and abscond on 10/31/24, return to custody on 11/16/2024. The second addendum was submitted on 2/18/2024 and states that on February 13, 2025, Eckberg Peak appeared in GA2 Bridgeport Superior Court and was convicted of criminal impersonation and sentenced to unconditional discharge, and the charge of interfering with an officer was nollied. So, counsel, did you receive the notice of parole violation, the parole violation report, and all the other documents identified?
Yes, I did.
Great. And I did also receive a defense exhibit 1, a list of parole accomplishments and future plans for parole statement. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
All right. Need any more time to submit other evidence?
No.
Okay, so we don't have any witnesses today. So at this time, it is the defense's opportunity to call any witnesses, present evidence, and speak to the charges and the evidence.
Yes, first part of the hearing will be very brief, kind of self-explanatory what happened here. Just do want to put on the record for charge number 3 under obedience to the law. That addendum is correct. She did appear in court. The case was disposed of shown February 13th, 2025. The criminal impersonation was an unconditional discharge, not getting any jail time, probation, or anything like that. And the interfering charge was not. That is correct. That's my brief comment regarding part number one, but I do want to be heard regarding this situation for the second part of the hearing.
Thank you.
Hey, is it lagging for anybody? Somebody made a comment that one of the council's lagging. If it is, can you guys let me know? Not like
So
I could do anything
have
about
reviewed
it,
all the
but
evidence. I've listened to the testimony at today's hearing. So with that, Ms. Eckberg Peak, I am finding that you violated the condition of residence based on the evidence presented in exhibits A, D, and G. On charge number 2, I found that you violated the condition of absconder based on the evidence presented in exhibits A, D, and G. And then on charge number 3, I find that you violated the condition of obedience to the law based on your conviction of criminal impersonation on 2/13/25 when you were sentenced to unconditional discharge, as well as states exhibits A, D, and J. So that does conclude the fact-finding portion of today's hearing. Before I make my recommendation, you'll have an opportunity to speak to your background and history, and the purpose of this part of the revocation hearing is to help determine what outcome I recommend. Counsel?
Yes, on behalf of Ms. Peak, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. And I did have a frank conversation with my client. As you can see under charge number 1, that was the same day she was placed at the halfway house is the same day she left the halfway house. The issue here is
that's right, Tyler.
Is Ms. Peak. She knows what's right. She knows what's wrong. She does have some severe mental health disabilities. I'm not making excuses for her, but there's another individual. I understand he's not the one here in front of you that's going to be sanctioned on this. It's going to be Ms. Peak. But this same individual that was previously involved when I've represented her in the past. I know his name is in the police report. I'm not going to put his name on the record, but the initials BR are going to go on the record. As I indicated to Ms. Peak, he seems to be one of the roots of her problems. And just to put on the record, it's fair game because his name is in the police report. And he's the individual that was involved on November 16th of 2024. He's the one that was driving a stolen vehicle. It was not my client. This particular individual, currently, this is as of yesterday, so this information is relatively up to date. He has 10 cases currently pending in court with bonds totaling $350,000 cash assurance. Obviously, he's incarcerated. It's probably the best thing that's happened for my client because this individual that influences my client with severe mental health disabilities keeps getting her jammed up, and she could potentially be jammed up until 2033. That's when her OS date is. So you see this pattern of absconding. I'm not making excuses for her. That's not my role here. I just want to explain to you, when you have someone that has such an influence on you, she's lost 3 family members at the end of 2023. She lost her mother, she's incarcerated. She lost her grandmother and her grandfather. So you have this one individual who has all that influence over her. She's 40 years old. Like I said, she knows what's right. She knows what's wrong. But this guy is ruining her life. So he's going to be locked up for a lot longer than hopefully when she gets reinstated at some point. So I had that conversation and cleared that up with her as to what she needs to do. So regarding Miss P, she's 40 years old. She was born in California, then moved to Naugatuck, Connecticut. She was placed at that halfway house. You see the day she left. She did take some education classes at Naugatuck Valley Community College. She also took some general studies at York through Middlesex Community College with Wesleyan's University Center for the Prison Education Program. That indicated due to her mental health issues, she does not have a work history per se because of that. And she did begin to file the paperwork for disability benefits for mental health purposes. She did appears October to November 2024, did receive some medication-assisted treatment, methadone with a counselor at the Liberation Program for a couple of weeks in Bridgeport. She also did some substance abuse IOP in Bridgeport. And also, it looks like a couple years ago at Recovery Network of Programs, J Brothers in Bridgeport, through my social worker, we actually received documentation which stated she did attend intensive IOP. She attended Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10:30 to 1:30. Client had open lines of communication, interacted with her peers during her sessions. Client completed a mental health evaluation and was prescribed medication while in treatment. So she is trying, but I think the X factor that's currently locked up is going to help her when she's back out in the community. Like I said, she has until 2023, so there's plenty of time for her to come back here if she chooses to. It's going to be a pattern. So once we take that factor out of the picture, I think she'll be a little more successful in the community. Since she's been incarcerated, as it indicates, she does receive medication-assisted treatment, methadone, participates in that group once a week, medication compliant. She did sign up for Tier 1 and 12-step meetings and is on the wait list for school. She's interested in the culinary or hospitality field. As far as housing for reinstatement, I don't know how this is going to play out. My client knows what she needs. She's asking to be placed in an inpatient mental health program. I don't know how the field parole is going to deal with that, but that was at my client's request. And obviously I have to put that on her record because that's what she asked for. As far as education, she does want to obtain her ServSafe certification, enroll in culinary or the hospitality program, and she hopes one day to get a degree in psychology. She is going to finish the paperwork for the disability and is interested in working part-time in the restaurant industry once she obtains her safe certification. Is amenable to any treatment recommendation. Like I said, typically our clients tell us what they did, but my social worker was able to actually get documentation from the provider. So what I put on the record was verified. Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear. Ms. P, anything you want to add? I not trying to put you down. That's not my purpose here today, but I have to be frank on the record to try to help you here. So you know what happened on October 29th and how long you lasted out in the community. And Mr. Sella can read. So it's not like we can hide what happened here, okay? It's up to you now because you can't blame it on BR anymore because he's going to be in for a lot longer, hopefully, that you're going to be. So you're going to be back out in the community, hopefully without his influence. So you need to get your act together. Because as you know, as I already put on the record, you're on supervision until 2033. You've been back here a couple of times already and I've represented you. And what I'm putting on here is nothing that is a surprise to her. She has the same documents I have. So anything you want to add about what you're going to do once you get back out?
I just want to say that I do plan on not repeating the same thing. I want to, as I said, I really think that if I went to some sort of mental health program, that would be good for me. I don't know what kind of options are available, but if that does not happen, I am not going to be repeating the same behavior. I want to be successful. I don't want to keep repeating this behavior. I am very, very tired of coming to this place, of wasting the state's time, of wasting your time and everybody's time, my parole officer's time, making people chase me, being chased. I just want to be a normal person. I do not want to keep doing this. I want to come out and just continue doing what I did once before. When I came out, I was able to go into inpatient, into IOP, and I was doing well. And I was on my medication, and I want to get my disability and be able to go to school and then work or volunteer somewhere. And I just want to stay busy so that I have a schedule and I stay on track. I don't want to keep doing this. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Council, any further?
I don't have anything else to add. I just want to say she was indicated on track at some point here, but she keeps doing the same thing over and over. And at some point, she needs to stay on track based on the length of supervision she has left. But I keep repeating myself, I think that negative influence is incarcerated and it's hopefully going to help her stay on track. Like I said, we did actually receive documentation. She was on track and doing very well. So she's capable of doing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what?
So I don't have to reiterate all the statements because we've heard it in the addendum. Council has said it over and over again. The behavior is just a pattern this week, so it's very concerning. And I do appreciate your statement that you're tired. I can only imagine being tired from it as well. But at the same time, your actions have just not shown it. So with that being said, I am going to recommend that your parole be revoked and that you serve an approximate 18-month period of confinement as a sanction. That's with the re-parole date of May 16th, 2026. And I'm going to recommend the following conditions: no alcoholic beverage consumption, no contact with victims ME without parole officer's permission, and a mental health treatment. I do need a halfway house location because we don't place straight into mental health inpatient. So what would your location be for your halfway house?
Bridgeport.
Bridgeport. But what I can recommend to you, Ms. Peak, is that when you get out, stay long enough and have the conversation with that parole officer to get you into that program.
Okay.
Just give yourself, you have to give yourself the opportunity because the resources are out there and available, but you have to give yourself the time and get into some treatment that'll be beneficial to you, okay?
Okay.
So that is my recommendation. It's going to the board on April 3rd, 2025, and you'll receive a written decision from them shortly after. So on that date in April, the board can do three things. They can lessen my recommended sanction, they can adopt my recommended sanction, or they can ask to see you for a supplemental hearing if they have concerns and want to impose a sanction longer than what I've recommended. If that is the case, you'll be notified of that hearing because you'll be present for it and you'll answer their questions and concerns, okay? Any questions at this point?
So Ms. Peak, on April 3rd, the board meets, you and I will get something in writing about 7 to 10 days later with the final outcome. If there's an issue with them adopting the recommendation, I'll set up a call with you and explain the next steps, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to
Thank
you.
you.
The revocation
Thank you.
for Annika Egbert Peak, inmate number 315118. Thank you, Ms. Peak. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure what she did, so that's why I haven't answered. I stepped away for a bit. For Lulu, so Lulu, I try to stream on a daily basis whenever I can, and sometimes, so there's some states that I primarily focus on. Connecticut is one of them as far as the Board of Parole hearings. Utah's another one. Kentucky.
Can you hear me?
And for
Yeah.
the
Which
court
brother
cases,
do you know? I have more than one.
I know, I'm sorry. That was probably really inappropriate, Rob.
for the court cases, we do
Are you all ready for the
Arizona
next one?
Who do you
and
know?
Florida.
Okay.
Also, if you haven't done
I'll
so,
email you.
please do so. Hit
All
that
right.
follow button and also check us out on YT at CollectCallFrom on YT, if you will. It's
Thank you.
Have a
free.
good day.
Appreciate that.
It's free to follow. Yeah, it was a violation.
Right,
That is correct,
ready?
Adam.
We're all here. Okay. So good. Is it morning still? No, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Parole Officer
I can't
Costello, and I'm a
hear.
hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. This is a preliminary hearing concerning Amanda Fitzgerald, inmate number 373325. Today is Thursday, March 20th, 2025, and this hearing is being conducted via video at the Board of Pardons and Paroles Central Office and your correctional institution. Can you please say your full name and DOC inmate number for the record?
Amanda Fitzgerald, 373325.
Thank you. So this is a public hearing, and public access to this hearing is available via video live stream. Present this morning is Parole Officer DeJohn. Can you please identify yourself for the record?
Hi, Alyssa DeJohn, parole officer, WRU.
Thank you. So this is a preliminary hearing which has three purposes under Connecticut law. The first is to determine if there is probable cause to believe you committed an act that violated the conditions of your parole. The second is to determine if the act is sufficiently serious to warrant the revocation of your parole. And the third is to determine if you should be held in prison pending further proceedings. The state, not you, has a responsibility to show that there is probable cause to believe you violated one or more of the conditions of your parole. If I do not find probable cause, I will reinstate your parole, which means releasing you and placing you back on parole supervision. If I do find probable cause and determine the act is sufficiently serious to warrant revocation, you may be held in prison pending further proceedings. You should know that a preliminary hearing is an adversarial proceeding, and anything you say at this hearing can be used against you. This hearing is also being recorded. The testimony at today's hearing is going to be taken under oath. So Ms. Fitzgerald and Officer DeJohn, can you please raise your right hands? You solemnly swear or solemnly sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
I do.
Thank you. So we're going to go over the procedure for today's hearing. First, I'm going to read you your rights. Then we're going to review the parole violation charges that the state, your parole officer, is bringing against you. The state will then have an opportunity to address the issue of probable cause and the severity of the allegations. And after the state is finished, you will have the same opportunity. At the conclusion of this hearing, I will inform you of my findings, which will be based on the available evidence. Do you have any questions about the purpose or procedure before we begin?
No.
So you do have important rights at today's hearing, and we're going to review them now. The first right you have is you have the right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing. You may hire your own attorney, and if you cannot afford an attorney, you may qualify for an appointed attorney to represent you. Were you informed that an attorney could represent you at today's hearing?
Yeah, I sent the letter back to be appointed one.
To be appointed? Okay. So does that mean that you want to continue today's hearing to hear back from them?
Yes, please, and if that's possible.
Okay, do you know when you sent that letter? Did you send them the application?
I sent them the application as soon as I got it.
Send application back.
Do you want me to look at the file?
I was wondering why you
If
guys
you
kept
have
on
any
saying that you couldn't see your face. I was
records
like,
of it.
why can't they see your
Because
face?
you would have sent it to the parole revocation unit, correct, in Waterbury?
Yes, in Waterbury.
What up? Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Received.
You, yeah, on the notice of parolee rights, you said, it said number 2, would you like to be screened to determine if you are eligible for an appointed attorney? You said no.
I said no.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the right to change your
Yeah.
mind today,
Right.
100%. So Ms. Fitzgerald, would you like a continuance of today's hearing so you can obtain that?
I mean, I would like one, yes.
Okay, no problem. So my next hearing date is April 7th. So that actually gives enough time for this to all work out in that way. So I'm going to continue your case today till April 7th for you to obtain an attorney. I will just let my boss know that you have asked for one, so maybe we can reach out to Prue to see if they got that application from you as well, okay? Any questions right now before we conclude?
I just don't really know how this all works.
Okay, so yeah, so then it's in your best interest then to speak with an attorney and get representation for it. Officer DeJohn, would you like to be present on April 7th?
Yes.
Okay,
Mr.
so
John, is there any way you could reach out to me, like for a legal call? I would like to speak to you.
I don't know. Let me find out. Okay.
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 Okay, so I am gonna continue today's hearing based on Ms. Fitzgerald's request for counsel, and I will see you on April 7th. Okay, all right, thank you, ladies. Have a good day.
You too.
And that is it. That's the last hearing today for Connecticut for this stream. Hey, if you guys haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. Don't be a Krabby Patty. Don't be a Scrooge McDuck. What do you mean it's over? I see a guy behind you. Yeah, that was the first guy that came up. It reset itself. The stream reset itself. And also, if you haven't done so, hey, thank you, Angel. If you haven't done so, please do so. Check us out on YouTube, if you will, at CollectCallFrom on YouTube. And that's where I keep, what's your YouTube? It's at CollectCallFrom. Only if you will, right there. It's also on my profile. If you go to my profile, where are we going to go now? Me? I'm going to go to sleep because I gotta go to work before, I got to go to work in a bit. So I'm gonna take it down, but I'm gonna keep on. If you guys want to continue watching, jump over to my YouTube page. I am gonna keep the streams going. There is some other chords going on right now. I believe there was some other court here or parole board hearings from Connecticut this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and stream those. I do appreciate you guys. Hey, I'll see you guys here tomorrow. All right, same time, same bat channel, if you will. Anyhow, hey, I am Collect Call James. You guys are watching. You have a collect call from. And like I said around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it slides out. And with that, I am out. A rato y buenas noches.